more vertical videos is what YouTube said, so I'm gonna do a bit more of that. But also, like, I just got the most intense fucking download of my life. Hold on, I'm gonna shut these cupboards. I don't know why we have a habit of not shutting my cupboards. And then when I start talking on a video, it always drives me nuts. Anyway, I just got a download from one of my from a new altar. His name was Abel, and basically, I was sitting here having coffee in the morning, and it's coffee right now. Which actually, I'm gonna top up a gentle conversation with you guys here. This was really intense, you guys. This was super duper intense. Basically, he told me I could see he started speaking to me in a totally different language. He started just speaking. At first, I couldn't understand what he was saying. But then it got to the point where he was like talking through me in his language. And it's just like how when you telepathically communicate with someone when they're talking in their language. I was understanding everything he was saying, even though I don't know the language. And he basically told me he was on a planet called Angua. It took me a second to get that out of him. I kept on seeing deserts. I saw the worms, the sandworms. And I saw that he wore kind of like what Princess Leia looks like when she's wearing the mask and she goes to get Han Solo. It's kind of silly to use that as a reference. No, actually it looked totally different. What am I saying? It had red, it's like this weird mask with red eyes. And I think a thing to help him from the sand, to be able to breathe better. And I could see him. I could feel him. I could feel the hut he was in, where he was living. And he basically told me that his planet, Angua, is being genocided, right? Basically, they're trying to take it over right now. And he told me that his people are human. I could see that when he was talking to me, and they've lived with the different species there. It looked like there's some mantid ant people and also some spiders, kind of like Mars. That's why I thought it was Mars at first, but it's just a similar planet, really. And he just explained how he's lived there for thousands of years. The name of the planet, Angua, is it's not just some name we came up with, the planet told us the name. We speak to the planet. We're in tune with the planet. We know its name by name. We communicate with it telepathically. He was he's just we've had it pretty good here for thousands of years. And he basically said, ships showed up. He was telling me that ships have showed up. And he said, you think you got it bad on Earth, the way they poison you on Earth and all that stuff. He's they're poisoning the crops. They're just dumping poison on them. He said they're poisoning the water. He said they're just bombing, carpet bombing, villages and cities. And he said dude, he was so emotional. This was so fucking real, you guys. And he told me that, and I don't know how he knew about Gaza, but he did. Which was weird. Maybe it was because he was connected to me telepathically. I don't know. But he said the people that are bombing him are the same people that are bombing Gaza. He said the people that are erasing, in space, okay? He's on another planet. He said, I asked him where his planet was, and he said, we're next to the reddest, most bright red star in the galaxy or something like that, is what he said. So I guess their star is very red colored or something. It's kind of a more red color. I don't know. That's what he made it sound like anyway when he was talking to me. He says next to the reddest sun in the sky. And yeah, he just told me that dude, he was my people are dying. They're poisoning us. They're bombing us. They just want to take our planet. We've been here for thousands of years. He's it's just you need to fucking stop these people. And basically, he just wanted me to know. He's like, you're at a junction, you're at a precipice, like you can change this and you have to. He's like, it's not an option. It's not an option like, oh, maybe we can stop these people. He's like, no, there's too much at stake for that attitude. He's like, fucking millions of people are gonna die if you guys don't get your shit together on Earth and make this push happen. He's like, it's seriously that fucking important. He's like, you don't get it. He was like, I was crying. Like, he was channeling through me and I was literally in tears, dude. I was literally in fucking tears. He was like, you don't understand. Like, we're dying. Like, they're just killing us. Like, poisoning everything. Fucking, like, just bombing them. And he's like, it's just like what they're doing to Gaza. You don't need to look far. You don't need to, it's like you don't need to, oh, how could you imagine this terror? You don't have to, you can, people have been watching it happen here on Earth, live on TikTok. They're doing the same shit, starving people, bombing hospitals, you know, making sure they don't have a food supply. Like, that's so dark. That's a war crime. You know what I mean? Like, making sure civilians starve in a war, that's a war crime. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing. And all this stuff doesn't matter. Why do you think they don't want you to know about space? For real? That's why. I keep on telling people, it's like, you know, let's use our fucking logic here, or better judgment for a minute, or discernment, as people love to call it. Why would the government be lying to us about space? Well, what if it's because corporations own fucking everything, just like here on Earth, and the levels of terror we've seen here, you ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I can tell you, man. Like, it's no fucking joke, but for real. Like, they are so evil. And what it is it's these Satanists, the Kino fucking PSYOP division motherfuckers, these evil fucking Satanist pieces of shit. They're like not the majority. They're the minority, and they're trying to mind control everyone and psyop everybody and trying to create the paradigm, create the reality. And it's like, seriously, all it takes is us breaking free from this mind control bullshit. And I don't know, man. Talking to him, his name was Abel. So he said his name was Abel. And it just kind of lit a fire under my ass. He's like, no, dude, you need to understand how real this is, man. Like, Colin never got back to me. No, that guy's got over 1 million subscribers. Very good man. All the respect to him in the world. But I don't think I'm going to be talking to him anytime soon. Like, I'm small potatoes right now, and that guy's got, he's after the big fish right now, and rightfully so. He's allowed to do that with millions of followers. So he's like, yeah, he's maybe someday I'll interview him or he'll interview me or whatever when more information comes out and I'm a more valid whistleblower, because right now I'm kind of in the fringes, but that's changing. But yeah, you know, we're doing a reaction video today at 4 o'clock. Yeah. Well, I wish him all the luck in the world. I do worry about him. Very, very genuinely worry about Colin with what he's doing. But he's got such a large platform that, yeah, like if they try to take him out, it's going to spawn videos that get even more views than his videos do. That's how this works. That's kind of why they're losing. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a good example, guys. Tony Rodriguez, kind of in the fringes for a long time there, right? But obviously he's one of the bigger names now. People know about him all around the world now and his testimony. He's helped me. He's helped all sorts of people. Shout out to Tony. And basically, you know, Farsight Institute remote viewing, his work was part of what validated it for a lot of people. That was a big moment for a lot of people in the UFO community. Maybe not everybody, but I remember being there for that. Yemi Janae remote viewed Tony's testimony blindly. And it was so spot on, it was spooky. It was like she read his book. And I believe Farsight that she did not read his book. You know what I mean? Like, I literally know Yemi. You know what I mean? Like, that was real. I consider Yemi a friend. She's a wonderful human being. And that was spawned from, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, 17 years ago, 18 years ago, 19 years ago, 20 years ago, 21 years ago, 22 years ago, 23 years ago, 24 years ago, 25 years ago, 26 years ago, 27 years ago, 28 years ago, 29 years ago, 30 years ago, 31 years ago, 32 years ago, 33 years ago, 34 years ago, 35 years ago, 36 years ago, 37 years ago, 38 years ago, 39 years ago, 40 years ago, 41 years ago, 42 years ago, 43 years ago, 44 years ago, 45 years ago, 46 years ago, 47 years ago, 48 years ago, they were censoring Tony on the internet, taking down videos where he was talking and stuff like that, and he thought that was weird. Courtney Brown did. So here, the far side people who have this wonderful ability to be able to kind of verify people's testimony with their remote viewing, which is really important, honestly, in this community. It's nice when we have that. It's a very good resource to use. That was all spawned from them trying to censor Tony. So a lot of the times their censorship backfires because people get very interested in, like, oh, why are they trying to censor this person? They're just talking about, like, for Courtney, it's like, this guy's just talking about being in space and stuff. Like, if he's a loony bin guy, like, why censor him? Just let him fucking talk. Like, what, you know what I mean? So I believe that these new incidents are psyops, 100% connected to the psyops division of the military. These guys are both, I think there's some MK Ultra stuff going on. I am not claiming that as unequivocal fact. This is just for, like, entertainment purposes only, but also, it's real world, it's not entertainment. We should take it very seriously. But, yeah, I mean, I keep on saying, I said in my last video, and I'm going to keep on saying this is going to be the theme of 2025. When you look at all these crazy events that are happening, because they're going to keep happening, just don't think about, how'd this event happen? That's pointless. That's actually a waste of time. Like, how'd they train this guy? Where'd he come from? It's pretty obvious. You can do like literally a minute of research on these guys to see they're psyoped, mind-controlled guys that were working for the military. So it's kind of a waste of time to go down that rabbit hole. The more important kind of path to go down, I think, is why? How do they want us to react to it? How are they going to, like, some big event happens that they do. Okay, how do they want the public to react and why? That's the question people need to ask. Like, for instance, a lot of people getting plowed in crowds right now. Pretty disgusting, pretty sad stuff. People have lost their lives. Obviously, we need to take this seriously. It's no fucking joke. But yeah, it seems to me like the message that's being sent by these, because I do believe they're all connected. I don't think it's just like random, right? I think the message they're trying to send, the PSYOP message, the mind control that they're trying to program them into the population, is don't gather in crowds. Don't gather with people. Be afraid of gathering with people. The internet is already, okay. So we're all older people here. There aren't very many young people here, right? So you guys remember what it used to be like before cell phones. You saw people outside way more, doing stuff, being in the world, playing at parks. Kids would ride their bikes. You knew where your friends were when I was a kid because where are all the bikes at? Are they at the park? Okay, they're not there. Are they at Tom's house? Oh, Tom's, no, they're not there. Oh, okay, they're at the swimming pool today. I see there's Tom. And now everyone's scared of the world. Everyone's scared of going out in the world. People are scared of letting their kids go out and do stuff alone because there's preds. People are, and it's bad. I mean, you can go on YouTube and there's a million guys who expose, like, they're just creeping on people everywhere. Like, it's like, like little girls and boys should be able to go to, like, Walmart or whatever with their family and not be preyed upon. It's crazy. I don't know if it's always been this way or if it's just, there's a spotlight on it more. I don't know if it's getting worse or not. Might be a little bit of both. But they're trying to program people to be afraid of, like, being out in the world. And I, as the anarchist I am, as the free spirit, go against the program person I am, I'm going to go out and gather in large clouds a lot this year. I'm not going to let them stop me from doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have my hat on my swivel because we do live in a world where it's very dangerous, but I'm still going to go to concerts. I'm still going to go to parades. I'm still going to enjoy life because I think that's what they want to do, is take our joy from us and just make us live in a world where we're afraid of everything, right? That's what they want to do. And so that's why we need to expose these very fucking pathetic people now, like Colin is doing with his conspiracy and paranormal files, which watch the video later. It's just receipts after receipt. Like, I'm doing more reaction videos because, yeah, I could sit there and just copy his work and just parrot it and spend a lot of time doing that. But why? We can just watch his video together, talk about it a little bit more, give it some context. Reaction videos are a bit silly sometimes. Sometimes it's just people like stealing people's content. But I think the whole point of reaction content is to actually react to it, to actually give input, to actually offer something new. And I feel like I do that with my unique testimony as someone who has tons of clones, has done time travel stuff, colonization. I literally served under Michael Aquino. So yeah, I think that, you know, it's about the information going around there, and I'm not taking anything from Colin by. He's got over 1 million. I've got almost 3,000 now. I'm small fish to him. I'm not really taking out of his hat per se. Like, I don't think at all. I'm not really taking from him by doing this. So, and I'm going to do a lot more of it. Because also I think that you guys are here to like learn things and find information, right? And it's like, okay, well, you get to peek into the mind of like me. Like, what am I watching on YouTube? What people do I trust? Who am I learning from, right? So yeah, I'm going to be doing more of that, and then my audience can discover cool new people through us, and we can all learn more. We can all learn more, and then you guys come back in the chat, and you learn new things I don't know, and you present them during the videos live, and we learn from each other. So it's like, even though y'all are like passively watching and you're not like coming on the show talking with me, you guys in the audience all the time, constantly are like dropping mind-blowing intel. Like, I look into something, it's like, there you go, there, another dot's connected. So I want you guys to know you all have something to contribute. And yeah, let's hold these genocidal assholes fucking accountable, dude. Like, Gaza's terrible. I think it's kind of weird that nobody in the Disclosure Talk community talks about it, myself included. Mostly because it's such a touchy thing, and like, I understand like there's been some terrorist attacks on the behalf of the Palestinians that were really evil. But it's like, okay, so let's starve them, bomb hospitals, bomb kids, kill kids in response. That's justified? It's not. And it's like, it's very much so like with the problem reaction solution I talk about, might all be staged. I'm not saying it is at all. I don't know everything. I wasn't there. I don't know. But it's like I said, how do they expect people to react to things? Well, these attacks that happened at this concert and stuff like that made people really afraid of the Palestinians, made them kind of hateful. You know, maybe it was programming. But all I know is like, yeah, what happened to Gaza, it's like totally leveled. Like, people have died, like children, like cultures being erased, like, and this guy on another planet somehow knew about it and wanted me to know that. Go into space, look at what they did to Mars, look at what they're trying to do to his planet, and it's the same shit, different pile, you guys. And so, yeah, it's not flying over my head, and I'm not going to let it fly over the head of my audience either. This is what we talk about on Disclosure Now. We talk about the colonization of the galaxy by humanity through military agencies, which are war crimes and need to be held accountable in the court of law and reconciled. And the people that we fucked over with these military agencies these military agencies, it needs to be shown unequivocally that they do not represent humanity, and we need to hold them accountable. That's what we need to do moving forward. That's 2025. So everything else is a fucking distraction. Trust the plan. The white hats are at it again. Bullshit. Like, I'm not trying to be. There are white hats. I've said it a lot. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to contradict myself here. I want people to be hopeful. But, like, if you're not talking about Gaza, if you're not talking about genocide, if you're not talking about how they colonize planets, if you're not talking about imperialism and how it's just imperialism, all just different kinds of imperialism, that's all it is. Just imperialism, imperialism, imperialism. You know what imperialism is? Because you should. If you care about disclosure, if you want to understand the secret space programs, you need to understand imperialism. So that's a big thing that Abel wanted me to know today, and he wanted you guys to know. And one of the main things he said to me, which blew my mind, is like, if I know about you on my planet, and I'm talking to you right now, do you think you're not important? He's like, you need to stop, because I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, you need to do this. It's not an option. He was saying this through cheers. He's like, millions of people could die if you guys don't do this shit and get rid of these motherfuckers right now. He's like, millions of people are gonna suffer. And I was like, I promised him. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna do this. I promise you. He's like, I believe you. Now you need to believe in yourself. That was basically the last thing he said to me. He's like, you need to start believing in yourself more. And it was intense. It literally just happened to me 20 minutes ago, right before I made this video. You can't add days to your life, but you can add life to your days. Yes, that's good. So anyway, I just want you guys to know that like imperialism is kind of the enemy. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it also doesn't. Like, like culture and history is important. You can't just show up to someone's land and be like, okay, this is ours now. And by the way, the thousands of years of history you guys have, we don't really care about it. We're going to get rid of that and replace it with ours. All right. Are you okay with that? That's not okay. So, and yeah, it just seems to be a theme of these, the secret space program agencies, the Time Corps and stuff. It seems to be a theme. Is they believe in it. It's all about acquiring resources, because that's what generates wealth is resources. Not like working like that. The resources, owning resources generates way more wealth than like working, making people work for you because you have resources. Okay, you understand? That's what they're doing, and that's what we need to fight against. And yeah, he said it's literally the same people. Like Netanyahu, like he knows who that is. He said he was very adamant about me and everybody understanding it's literally the same exact fucking people. They're in space. He wanted people to know that. So thanks for joining, Tony Ann. I have a lot to do today, so I have to end this video. It's a very busy day today, but I thank you for being here. You can rewind. It's important information. I suggest you do, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.